Is my voice clear to all of you all?
Yes.
Ma'am, we are just waiting. There are students still to join in.
Okay, okay. No problem, ma'am. You let me know so that we can
Yes,
start.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
कर दो आपने.
I have done that. Okay. So very good afternoon to all of you all. So nice to see you all here. And as I had told in the last class that from the next class onwards, we'll actually go into the contents. So let us understand the contents. And this chapter which I'm starting, ये जो मैं chapter start कर रही हूँ ना बेटा, ये chapter आपका 12th standard boards का chapter है. This is your 12th boards chapter. And it is very important chapter to go ahead with text content. So ये base है. This is the base of the chapter, and then it will be very easy for you all to understand the next chapters which would be followed by this chapter. Okay. So it's a very small chapter. It's a very crisp and easy type of a chapter. Let's talk about this. Of course, the name of the chapter is Reproduction in Organisms. So this is a common chapter. This chapter is something to talk about plants also, about animals also, and to some extent about humans also. Okay, तो सारे मिलाकर ये एक जनरल टॉपिक हम आज डिस्कस करने के लिए स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं. एंड ये चैप्टर खत्म होने के बाद we going ahead with something called as human reproduction. So these are the two chapters which are human reproduction is a chapter which is of very crucial importance for all the different types of exams that you want to give. तो बोर्ड के हिसाब से भी ये चैप्टर ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन का बहुत वेटेज रखता है. तो इवेंचुअली आपको वो भी इजी हो जाएगा once you understand this chapter which is base. Fine. So आपके एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक के हिसाब से हम अगर जाते हैं तो 12th स्टैंडर्ड का एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक का ये फर्स्ट चैप्टर है, that is reproduction in organisms. Fine. Whenever I generally teach you a chapter, you know what happens in physical lectures, I am right in front of you, and whatever points, जो key points होते हैं या जो important points होते हैं या फिर diagrams होते हैं, they can be easily drawn on the board, right? Now what will happen? I just keep on speaking. मैं बड़ करती रहूंगी. Majority of you all will feel यार ये क्या है, मतलब है ना? So to make it a two-way type of an interactive session, and even you come to know what is being taught to us. With the textbook in front of you or some sort of content in front of you, I have actually made PowerPoint presentations. So what will happen once I'll share that presentation to all of you all. I'll share that presentation to all of you all, and when I share that presentation, what will happen? Na, it will be like your notes. तो आपको रेडीमेड सारे के सारे नोट्स मिलते जाएंगे. और डोंट वरी, चैप्टर खत्म होने के बाद आई शेयर दिस प्रेजेंटेशन विद ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल. ये आपके पास रहेगा. तो जस्ट लाइक एज यू ओपन अ टेक्स्ट बुक एंड यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग ना, ये आपके स्क्रीन पे पूरा कंटेंट में आपको दे देगा. ईच एंड एवरीथिंग whatever is important from this chapter, I am going to share with you. Fine. In between when I am saying, or I might ask you one or two questions also जो आपको पता है. Fine. Whatever. So when I ask you something or you want to say something, there are two options. Either unmute yourself and answer the question or ask the query, or you can put it in the chat box. Whatever is okay for you, you can do that. Okay. So we go ahead with this particular type of digital platform learning, that is here. This is reproduction in organisms. As I had already told you all that this is the chapter that we are going ahead with. Now here, I told you that this is something that is related with all different forms of life. Let it be plants, let it be animals, everything would be covered in this particular chapter to some extent, not too much extent. इन पूरा डिटेल हमें ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन का चैप्टर है, उसमें ह्यूमंस के बारे में और अच्छा देखना है पूरा डिटेल में. तो ये जो है, दिस इज अ ब्रीफ अकाउंट ऑफ इट. Okay, so here, anyone wants to say something with that? Anyone wants to say anything? Fine. So here we are just, this is a general slide. You can see this is going to be the ginger, this is the ladybird beetle, and this is agave plant, and these are the animals and plants and whatever. So in general, we are going to talk about this in detail. So what is it? See, reproduction of organism. This is the introduction part. The period of birth to natural death of an organism is called as lifespan. अब हर एक species का lifespan अलग होता है. You know what is the meaning of species? Species ये नाम कभी सुना है? Has anyone heard of this word species? Can anyone tell me what is species? Whatever you know.
Different types of organisms.
Very good. Yes, different type of organisms. और कुछ थोड़ा बिना इसके से और कुछ.
Group of individual organisms having similarities.
हाँ, very nice, very nice, very good, very nice, so nice, you know. Yeah, और कुछ और किसी को कुछ पता है बेटा species ये नाम से? Both of you have answered very correctly. I think you were Akshay, right, Akshay?
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. And who was it, Anjali, or who answered the question?
Sarah.
Sarah, okay, Sarah, yeah. Sarah and Akshay, both of you are perfectly right with that. Anyone else who would like to give a try to this? Okay, yeah, there's one chat that is coming. Let me see. Two chats. Let me see. Okay, Vipul, yeah, you're not wrong, but yeah. Again, you are saying a group of organisms that have similar characteristics. Very nice. So majority of you all are on the right track. I'll just help you all with the details of this. Okay? Very correct. That similar characteristics share करते हैं. They have got similar features. They are a group of organisms. Perfectly said. पर उसमें आपको बस एक word add करना है, and that is which are capable of interbreeding. Interbreeding ये word से वो species जो है उसका definition complete हो जाएगा. Okay? What do you mean by interbreeding? That is capable of producing their own type of offspring. उसको हम कहते हैं interbreeding. Right? Understood? So a group of organisms having similar characteristics, having similar features, and which are capable of interbreeding to produce their own type of offspring. Easy and a definition. क्या है definition? A group of organisms which are similar in characteristics, features, but they should have the capacity to interbreed and produce what? Their own type of offspring. वो group को, वैसे वाले characteristics similar वाले group को हम क्या कहते हैं? Species कहते हैं. ठीक है? अब हमारे अर्थ पे the total number of species that we know, I mean exist तो बहुत ज़्यादा करते हैं, but the total number of species that we know are around 1.8 million species. 1.8 million मतलब हम जितने human beings हैं ना, 130 crore जनता of India, वो नहीं, हम भी all belong to one species. So all human beings का population is counted as only one species. देखिएगा, इतना बड़ा population है इंडिया का, इतने सारे लोग हैं, but all those belong to only one species called as Homo sapiens. Like that, there are around 1.8 million species that we are aware of. Okay, so हर एक स्पीशीज का अपना अपना लाइफ स्पैन होता है बेटा. लाइफ स्पैन मतलब क्या? एवरेज लाइफ कब तक जी पाते हैं ये पर्टिकुलर स्पीशीज, उसको हम कहते हैं लाइफ स्पैन. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी your introduction का first sentence. What is that? Yes, what they have written? See, the period of birth to natural death of an organism is called a lifespan. No individual is immortal, obviously. So, जिसका birth हुआ है is of course वो happen, inevitable है वो, है ना? But here is an exception for his unicellular organism. What was this unicellular organism? कोई मुझे बताएगा कि कोई भी एग्जांपल जो unicellular organism है, किसी भी एक का नाम बोलो बच्चा.
Amoeba.
Yes,
Euglena.
amoeba. Euglena. Very good, very good. और कौन बेटा? Who else?
Paramecium.
Paramecium. Very nice. Yes, Akshay. Very good बेटा. और
गई
Amoeba.
अमीबा है, या अमीबा है. और कोई है, अमीबा है, पैरामोशियम है, यूग्लेना है, और एनी है. हिंट दे दो आपको, हिंट चाहिए हिंट. यस बेटा, अबिगेल यू आर राइट, इट्स ईस्ट आल्सो. यस, हिंट दे दो. अभी गर्मी के मौसम में हम है ना वो ऑर्गेनिज्म का ज्यादा सेवन करते हैं. We eat or drink that organism. Now come on, tell me. Is it unicellular organism?
Yeast.
Lactobacilli.
Very good. Lactobacilli. Dahi, curd, है ना? Curd, छाछ, buttermilk, lassi. That's why I told you. Lactobacillus जो है ना, it's a single rod. It's a bacillus ना. It's also your unicellular organism. तो आपने जो मुझे एग्जांपल दिया वो गलत नहीं था बेटा. जिन्होंने yeast बोला, जिन्होंने पैरामोशियम बोला, all are correct. All of you are correct. Lactobacillus, I am stressing on lactobacillus. I'll tell you. The reason is आपने जो मुझे examples दिए ना, all the examples like yeast, पैरामोशियम, euglena, amoeba, these all four examples that you all gave me are eukaryotic examples. While which the example that I gave, that was, I mean, you only gave that answer. मैंने hint दिया, मैं नहीं ले लूंगी आपका credit. You only said lactobacillus. तो ये जो lactobacillus है ना बेटा, it is the one which is a prokaryote. Pro and eu. Pro का मतलब होता है पहले वाला, पुराना, older version, and eu is new. So we have got two types of organisms present on Earth. One, the prokaryotic, and other, the eukaryotic. Now these prokaryotic organisms, how are they different from the eukaryotic? The prokaryotes do not have a well-developed nucleus. Eukaryotes have got well-developed nucleus. Prokaryotes lack cell organelles. Eukaryotes have all the cell organelles. Cell organelles मतलब क्या? Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, then what else? Nucleus पूरा है ना, then lysosomes, mitochondria, chloroplast, ये जो सारे हैं ना, ये यूकैरियोट्स में प्रेजेंट है, प्रोकैरियोट्स में नहीं होते हैं. So please understand that all the prokaryotic organisms, look at my sentence, please pay attention to the sentence. All the prokaryotic organisms are unicellular. All the prokaryotic organisms are unicellular, while the eukaryotic organisms could be unicellular or multicellular. Okay? तो eukaryotic, unicellular के आपने मुझे सारे आंसर्स ऑलरेडी दे चुके हैं. मल्टीसेलुलर तो हम खुद ही है. We are eukaryotic, है ना? So prokaryotic are all unicellular. So when this sentence comes, what is the sentence? No individual is immortal except unicellular organisms. इसमें सारे prokaryotes आ जाते हैं and few eukaryotes आ जाते हैं जो आपने मुझे बताए. Is it okay? Of course, bacteria जब अगर मैं बोलती हूँ तो you know now not only lactobacillus, there are so many bacteria around us, ना? So we'll be doing in detail about these microorganisms as well in detail in the coming chapters. Fine? चलिए. Why is this the sentence that is breaking into two parts. Okay, so ये एक organism है, बराबर? This organism, if it breaks into two parts, now two organisms have been formed. The 2 will divide into 4, the 4 into 8, 8 into 16, and so on. So generally, this is the thing that is seen in unicellular organisms, and therefore they are saying this is an exception. Is it okay? Any confusion on this particular topic, whatever I said till now? समझ में आ गई बात अच्छी तरह से? Any problem, any, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll move to the next slide. So where were we? We were on the lifespan of different species. Then I told you an exception is unicellular organism. I gave you the difference between unicellular prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay? Check. Let's go to the next one. Here, you can see very clearly on your screen that is lifespan of some different organisms, that is different species over here. The average lifespan of a dog is around 15 years. Yeah, there's one question. I'll just attend that question. Yes, beta. Miss, can they be immortal if they die, if they do not perform fission? That's what, it's natural death, they're saying. So what is lifespan? It is a natural death, and therefore we are calling them as immortal. जब lactobacillus हमारे पेट में जाएगा तो वो मरने ही वाला है ultimately. So that way they are going to die. But natural way, when they are growing and when they are intact, they are unharmed, they will not die. That is the argument that your NCRT says. Okay, very nice question over here. Very nice. Yeah. So you understood now? How? Fine. So we come to this lifespan. Look at the lifespan of the dog. Dog's lifespan is around 15 years. 1 5. Fine. उसके नीचे है cow. It's around 20 to 25 years. It's around 20 to 25 years. Banana जो lifespan होता है, it is around only 2 to 4 years. The banana tree is around 400 years. Horse around 30 years. Tortoise देखिए, tortoise is around 100 to 150 years, and crocodile is just 60 years. Now my dears, आपके नीट के एग्जाम में, आपके बोर्ड्स के एग्जाम में ये क्वेश्चन मैच द फॉलोइंग के जैसे आता है. They give the name of the organism. Someone wants to say something or something. Their mic is on. Check out बेटा, किसका mic on है? I unmute all of you all now. So here you have to remember each one's figures. You cannot forget them. Okay? Each one of them should be present. Each one of them should have what lifespan. You should know that very nicely. इसलिए मैंने ये स्क्रीन पे ऐसा बना के दिया हुआ है. Okay, so this is for your knowledge, and you have to remember that in your books. इधर है ना ऐसे डैश डाला है, आपको ढूंढने के लिए बताया है. And I'm giving you the answer direct. Same way, these are the few which are compulsory for you all to remember, that are also given in your textbooks. But again, question marks वाले हैं, you have to find out वाले हैं. So I'm giving you directly. Housefly, the lifespan of housefly is around 30 days. For sparrow, it's around 5 years. For butterfly, it's going to be 1 to 2 weeks. Look at parrot. Parrot is around 140 years, almost at par with tortoise. है ना, 140 years. Wheat, 3 to 7 months. Elephants, around 60 to 70 years. Crow, 50 years के करीब. And rose का जो plant होता है ना, it's around, the lifespan is around 100 years. So these are 2 slides which have described the average lifespan of different organisms or the different species, which is expected for you all to know and remember. आपको इसको याद रखना है बेटा. ठीक है? समझ में आ गई बात? Now, there was some debate that was going on initially that the Lifespan of a species or lifespan of an organism depends on its size. Larger is the size, lesser is the lifespan, was something that was being an argument. But you can see very well over here, the size of the crow and that of the parrot is almost equal. Does matter? Look at them. One is only for 15 years, other is 140 years. Similarly, the butterfly is so small, only 1 to 2 weeks. Elephant is so large, 70 years. So this is a wrong type of debate that was going on, and therefore they have said that size is nowhere related to lifespan. Individual species का average lifespan almost similar होता है. अब 15 years मतलब exactly 15 years होते, कभी-कभी कम, कभी-कभी ज्यादा, ये average लिया गया है ना? So these are the two slides for the lifespan that you will have to remember. Don't forget this. Okay? Of course, I'll share this with you all once I complete the chapter so that it will be with you all only. That's it. Okay, the next one is other different types of reproduction. So there are two basic types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So we have to talk in detail about the asexual part of the reproduction and the sexual reproduction as well. So both will be going it in detail. The first one, reproduction is the biological process, we know, of course, and in which an organism gives rise to young ones or offspring. Young one, the offspring, same ही है, but young one is the word that we use till lower standards. Now we use the word offspring. Reproduction enables the continuity of the species, which I had told you, perpetuation. मैंने आपको ये word बताया था, perpetuation. So reproduction enables the continuity of the species, generation after generation. If reproduction is not going to take place, then that species undergo extinction. Can anyone tell me any one example of any extinct organism? किसी को पता है? Any organism who has become extinct?
Dinosaurs, dodo,
Dinosaurs,
Mammoths.
dodo.
prehistoric animals.
Very good, very good. और भी है, और कोई है? दोनों अभी रिसेंटली हाल ही में ये हुआ है. Very good, yes. और कोई बता? Anyone else? Yes. A saber-tooth tiger also. Yes, Manan. Very good. Yes. Anyone else? Dinosaur is famous, of course, no doubt.
One-horned rhino.
One-horned rhino, very nice. Yes, but also there are so many such organisms which have undergone extinction. They have become extinct. Not a single organism but that species is found now. So we call it as extinct. Okay. So why they became extinct? Of course, they were killed or mass extinction or whatever. That is a different story altogether. But even one more reason to it was the perpetuation of species could not take place the way it should have. Now, why this has happened, that also will be in this chapter. Okay? Let's talk about types of reproduction. First, asexual reproduction. It is a production by which a single parent is going to be involved and there's going to be no involvement of gamete formation. Gametes are not formed. That means what? It's a uniparental type of reproduction. Fine. How? You'll see in the coming slides. Sexual reproduction, as the name says, it is reproduction in which two parents of opposite sex are involved and these parents are going to be responsible for the formation of gametes. So males will make male gametes, female will make female gametes. Okay? Just the gist of what is asexual and sexual that I was talking about. Let's talk about the asexual reproduction part. The offsprings developed by asexual reproduction are exact copies of their parents. They are exact replicas. There is no change. Okay? No change in the sense morphologically also they are different and genetically also they are not different. Genetically means same genes का composition आ जाता है उसमें. They are genetically identical. Hence they are termed as clones. Or call them as clones. So please remember this word clone. Clone मतलब exact replica. Not only morphologically but even genetically. Exact copy. Xerox copy. है ना? Xerox copy कैसे होती है? अपने ओरिजिनल कॉपी का एग्जैक्ट कॉपी होता है ना वो, उसको हम कहते हैं. ठीक है? Asexual reproduction is a common type of reproduction in unicellular organisms. In plant also and in animals also, which have got simple organization, they would prefer to undergo asexual type of reproduction. Now, which are the different organisms which are involved in asexual? That is. This is a very important chart. You have to remember this chart because मैंने पूरा compile किया है asexual reproduction को एक ही chart along with the examples. So please look at the chart carefully. So we are talking about asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction can be taken place in different organisms in the following way. First, by fission. देखो बेटा, fusion and fission is different. Fission is to break, and fusion is to come together. So here we are talking about breaking. That is fission. We have got two types of fission. We have got binary fission and we have got multiple fission. Binary. Bi means two. Okay. Binary, dividing into two parts, two pieces. Fine. Multiple. Multiple का मतलब होता है that one organism will divide into many individuals. That is multiple fission. Second is fragmentation. Simple. Fragments हो जाते हैं, छोटे छोटे टुकड़े हो जाते हैं, छोटे छोटे pieces हो जाते हैं, and each piece can regenerate a new organism. That is fragmentation. Third is regeneration. Regeneration is if that organism is cut into half, okay, the left half can develop the right part and the right half can develop the left half. इसको हम regeneration कहते हैं. पूरा organism regenerate हो जाता है. उसको हम कहते हैं
Example
regeneration.
planaria.
Very good. Yes. Example planaria. Very nice. Yes. So that is regeneration. The fourth one is budding. Bud formation. Yeast का example सबको पता है that yeast undergoes budding, which you all know. But there are two types of buddings which we have to study in now level standard. That is internal bud and external bud. Internally also some buds are made and externally also some buds are made. So external buds का example hydra है and internal buds का example spongilla है. Spongilla is a type of sponge. हम आगे देखेंगे. So that is going to be internal buds. Vegetative reproduction is altogether a different section that will be studied. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different methods of asexual reproduction to be dealt in detail in this chapter. Clear? So ये वाला slide समझ में आ गया बेटा? अच्छी तरह से समझा है ये?
Yes.
Please remember. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. Your question is, Miss Seahorse comes under which category? It is going to be your mammal of the water body. Okay. Yeah. So we go ahead with the next content in detail about whatever we have seen just now. First one. This is amoeba. You all have studied about amoeba in your school level, majority of you all. So we know amoeba undergoes binary fission. See, the single cell organism of kingdom Monera. यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा explanation मुझे देना है. Kingdom Monera मतलब prokaryotic unicellular organism. What is the kingdom Monera? क्या आएगा उसके अंदर? Prokaryotic unicellular organism. Please listen and please remember, if you have got a pen and paper in your hand, please jot it down. मोनेरा में कौन-कौन से ऑर्गेनिजम्स को ग्रुप किया हमने? मोनेरा में हमने किसको डाल दिया? तो मोनेरा में हमने डाला है प्रोकैरियोटिक यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिज्म. In the beginning only I told you what is prokaryotic. And protista. Protista are eukaryotic unicellular organisms. ठीक है, यूनिसेल्युलर ही है. बाइनरी फिशन यूनिसेल्युलर कर रहे हैं, बट एक है प्रोकैरियोटिक, एक है यूकैरियोटिक. तो जो लैक्टोबैसिलस आपने आंसर दिया था, that comes under Monera. Euglena, Paramecium, Amoeba, और क्या yeast, they all come under Protista. But yeast is actually a fungus. पूरे फंगस ग्रुप में, पूरे किंगडम फंगाई में सिर्फ yeast अकेला है जो यूनिसेल्युलर है, बाकी सारे मल्टीसेल्युलर है. So we'll be doing this also in detail, that I cannot. So what did I say just now? Prokaryotic unicellular organism, example lactobacillus. Yeah, is Monera. Second I said eukaryotic unicellular organisms is equal to example amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, etc. And yeast is an example of fungi which is unicellular. It doesn't come under Monera, it doesn't come under Protista, it comes under fungi. So when we go in the classification, we have got 5 classes. Which are 5 classes? I'll tell you. Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, Animalia. There are 5 kingdoms. Which are the 5 kingdoms? See? Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and Animalia. Okay? ये 5 है. अब इसको बताया मोनेरा कौन है बेटा? प्रोकैरियोटिक यूनिसेल्युलर है. प्रोटिस्टा कौन है? यूकैरियोटिक यूनिसेल्युलर है. फंगस जो है वो मल्टीसेल्युलर लूज टिश्यूज है, एंड एक्सेप्शन इज जो यूनिसेल्युलर है. प्लांट द एंटायर प्लांट वर्ल्ड, एंड एनिमेलिया द एंटायर एनिमल वर्ल्ड. So in this way, all living beings are grouped into these 5 kingdoms. बस अब ये पांचों के पांचों किंगडम आगे पढ़ने हैं, but right now just remember that. So your the sentence on your screen says what? The single cell organism of kingdom Monera and Protista reproduce by simple division called as binary fission. So here you can see on your screen the diagram. This is going to be your amoeba. You can see the nucleus is present and the nucleus is dividing into 2 parts, and this is going to be a cleavage. It's not cleavage कहते हैं. Cleavage मतलब coming together from the end to the center, and the cleavage results in the formation of 2 individual new amoeba. You can very well see over here. इसके नीचे जो डायग्राम आपको दिखाई दे रहा है ना बेटा, ये एक्चुअल डायग्राम है which has been captured under microscope. Okay, which is captured under the microscope. Yeah. As how did they classify yeast as fungus if it is unicellular? Yeah, I'll give the reasons to it. The best reason to this is, my dear, that the cell wall of fungus is made up of this. The cell wall of yeast is made up of the same cell wall as that of the other fungi. सेल वॉल का जो कंटेंट है वो बिल्कुल ही फंगस के बाकी के जो एग्जांपल है ना फंगाई के उसके जैसा है. दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ काइटिन. सम पीपल यूज द वर्ड चिटिन. चिटिन जरा ऑड लगता है, काइटिन अच्छा लगता है ना बोलने के लिए. कभी चिटिन काइटिन सुना है कि नहीं? वो जो कॉकरोच होता है ना, कॉकरोच, उसका जो एक्सोस्केलेटन है वो भी काइटिन का बनाया हुआ रहता है. इफ यू होल्ड द कॉकरोच को हाथ में, इट्स वेरी क्रिस्पी एंड क्रंची. ऐसे कभी बड़े वाले कॉकरोच को, वेल डेवलप कॉकरोच को अगर हाथ में पकड़ के ऐसे स्क्वीज कर दो ना, तो एकदम ऐसे कुरकुरे के जैसा फीलिंग आता है. पता नहीं तुम लोगों ने कभी ये किया है कि नहीं? वो नहीं यार, सच में ऐसे होता है. दैट इज बिकॉज इट इज मेड अप ऑफ काइटिन. The same chitin is going to be present in the cell wall of fungus, and it would be also present in the cell wall of the yeast, and therefore we consider yeast to be a fungus. Okay. Someone's mic is on. Siddhi, please. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So one question is coming in my this teacher. Amoeba also undergoes multiple fission. Then why it is not an exception? Amoeba can undergo multiple fission. It can undergo binary fission. It is going to be the one which only wants to reproduce. Okay, it's not an exception because generally it prefers to undergo binary fission. Generally, even it can undergo multiple. No problem with that also. पैरामोशियम जो है ना, देखिए ये बाइनरी फिशन की दो टाइप के हैं. एक है ट्रांसफर जो इधर मैंने दिखाया है. You can see that how that it is coming together and splitting into two. That is called as transverse binary fission. But ये जो होता है ना अपना पैरामोशियम, it undergoes longitudinal binary fission. So if this is going to be the case, okay, this is going to be the case. अगर ये ऐसे दो पार्ट्स में स्प्लिट होता है ना तो इट इज ट्रांसफर्स. देखो इधर से स्प्लिट हुआ, ट्रांसफर्स. और अगर इसको मैं ऐसे कट करती हूँ ना सीधा into two pieces, then that is longitudinal. Paramecium undergoes longitudinal binary fission, while amoeba, this one, lactobacilli, then even your coccus, staphylococcus, streptococcus, ये जो सारे organisms हैं, they undergo transfer.
And Euglena transverse binary fission.
Euglena is going to be longitudinal. Euglena has equal shape just like paramecium is going to be longitudinal. Okay. Check. So you understood about the binary fission. Each half develops into a new adult. Yeah, that is what you can see on your screen in your binary fission. This is what is about the multiple fission. अब ये multiple fission पे ये जो slide है ना बेटा, इसका ज़्यादा टेंशन नहीं लेना. अपने को ये डिटेल में करना है. This is the example of the malarial parasite. मलेरिया जो होता है ना, उसका ये जो पैरासाइट है, does anyone know मलेरिया का पैरासाइट का नाम क्या है? I'm asking parasite. I'm not asking the vector. The difference between parasite and vector. Can anyone tell me?
Plasmodium vivax.
Very good. Very nice. Plasmodium vivax is the parasite. And who is the vector? Who is the carrier? बोलो कौन कैरी कर रहा है? प्लाज्मोडियम को कौन कैरी करके दूसरे में इंजेक्ट कर देता है? हेल्दी ऑर्गेनिज्म.
Anopheles mosquito.
Anopheles mosquito. So nice of you, beta. Perfectly said. Very good. Very good. Very good. ये जो फीमेल एनोफिलस मस्कीटो है ना, यू आर वेरी परफेक्ट इन सेइंग फीमेल बिकॉज़ आपको ये पता है, आई डोंट नो, बट फूल सिर्फ मेल ही चूसते हैं. मेल मस्कीटोज नेवर सर्वाइव ऑन ब्लड मील. Male mosquitoes will only survive on the plant का sap. Plant का जो juice होता है, उसपे that is the food of male mosquitoes. And female mosquitoes are the ones जो हमें काटते रहते हैं. मतलब Anopheles mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito मलेरिया कॉज करता है, no doubt. But जो normally भी हमें रात में काटते हैं ना, those all mosquitoes are female mosquitoes.
Plasmodium falciparum is also positive.
Yes, yes. There are 4 species of Plasmodium which are found in India. So here falciparum also, which comes under that. You have got vivax also that comes under that. You have got malaria also. एक जो है वो मलेरिया करके भी है. ये Plasmodium malaria करके भी एक species.
Yes.
That is also going to be causing malaria. So there are 4 different types of species which are found, right? But Anopheles mosquito female एक ही होती है. ठीक है. अच्छा, डेंगू कॉज करने वाली कौन है? कौन फीमेल है वो? पता है किसी को? Which female mosquito का नाम क्या है उसका?
Please repeat the question.
My question is, which is the female mosquito? What is the name of the female mosquito that causes dengue?
Aedes mosquito.
Aedes, beta. It is called as Aedes. Aedes mosquito. Very nice. Yes, perfect. So I'm just telling you that कि ये जो लाइफ साइकिल है ना मलेरियल इसकी पैरासाइट की, वो हमें आगे देखती है. बट मलेरियल पैरासाइट अंडरगोस सच टाइप ऑफ मल्टीपल फिशन, इसलिए ये एग्जांपल यहाँ पर मैंने दिया हुआ है. ठीक है. Don't worry, we'll go in the details of each eventually. See. Now this is going to be nucleus. You can see nucleus here. It's undergoing multiple fission, multiple mitosis over here. Let us see. 1 के 2 बन गए, 2 के 5, 4 के 8, 8 के 16. So in this way, there are 16 different merozoids. Merozoids क्या होते हैं? I'll tell you. Don't worry. When I focus on merozoids, these are the intermediate stages that are seen in the malarial life cycle. मलेरिया का जो लाइफ साइकिल है उसमें इंटरमीडिएट स्टेजेस है. So in this way, I just want to explain what is multiple fission over here. इससे मैंने ये डाला हुआ है. So this is over here, not 2 but 16, 32. इतने ज़्यादा हो गए हैं ये. That is multiple fission. Okay. Yes. Then here you can see very clearly that is something called as zoospore formation. अभी जो zoospore formation है, it is also one of the asexual methods of reproduction. Please understand what are these. Zoospores का मतलब होता है motile spores. Motile means they'll be having flagella. जिनके पास flagella है, only they can move. So these spores are going to have flagella, and therefore these spores are called as zoospores. So these are the motile asexual spores, which are the speciality of algae and fungi. The fungus and the algae, they generally make these asexual spores, which are motile, and these motile spores का नाम है zoospores. They use flagellum for locomotion. Flagellum singular, flagella plural. Is it fine? Yeah. There is one question. There's some mosquitoes and no, not mosquitoes. ये जो slide that was the slide of your parasite. That is plasmodium. Plasmodium undergoes multiple fission. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So here you can see this is the flagella. See how clearly you can see the flagella in this slide. ये actual photograph लिया गया है ना. This is the true photograph taken under the microscope. Here. These are the two flagella which are present, and the zoospore appears to be like an insect or a कीड़े के जैसा दिखता है ना, which can move, but it is actually a spore, an asexual form of reproduction. Spore है. अब यहाँ पर जो है इसका लाइफ साइकिल दिया है. Forget about the life cycle. Do not worry too much about it. कि आगे हमें देखना है. In the coming time, you will see it. Okay. Yeah. Karyokinesis. Very right. Yes. Karyokinesis followed by cytokinesis. Karyokinesis का मतलब होता है division of nucleus, followed by cytokinesis, that is division of cytoplasm. Very good. Okay. Fine. So let's see budding. You can see a bud over here. Yours will be the example of the yeast. In yeast, the cell division is unequal and small buds are produced. You can see over here. Look over here on your screen. This is going to be the yeast cell over here. What is this? ये क्या है और ये क्या है? ये light yellow या light green वाला जो है, what is that? Can anyone tell me वो क्या है बेटा? What is that ugly and what is that light green? कोई बताएगा?
Ma'am, the new developing buds from the main parent.
Okay. Fine. और ये light yellow या light green क्या है बता आपको? This part where my cursor is, what is that?
Nucleus.
That is the reason I asked this question, beta, because majority of y'all will fool yourself that ये nucleus है. It is not the nucleus. ये जो yellow color का आपको नीचे बड़ा वाला दिखाई दे रहा है ना, that is the vacuole. That is the vacuole. And ये जो है, ये जो dark green color का यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहा है, just above this yellow colored light one, that's the nucleus. So when the cell division takes place, when the yeast will undergo budding, the nucleus is going to get distributed. Some part of it will protrude, some part of it will remain in the parent cell. It is not the vacuole that will happen. So see, the vacuole is intact. आप first, second, third, fourth, चारों stages पे अगर आप देखते हो, तो vacuole उधर का उधर ही है. Movement किस तरह है? ये जो dark green color है ना, it is moving. So you can see, it is splitting up. Some part is present in the parent cell and some has protruded outwards. It is pushing outwards. Next minute, it got divided, it got cut into two parts. And here you can very well see a bud is being formed. It will detach. The bird will detach and it will fall on the substrate and a new yeast will grow. So please understand, don't make a blunder in your exams because इधर है ना, इधर A करके लेबल करके आता है, इधर B करके लेबल करके आता है, and they ask you questions based on A and B. So if you feel that A is the nucleus, आपके सारे आंसर्स wrong हो जाएंगे, समझा? So please don't make a blunder that नीचे वाला yellowish part will be the vacuole and the nucleus is going to sit over there. You see, in body, what happens? That in yeast, the cells within the unequal and small buds are produced. Initially, these are attached to the parent cells. Later, they separate. And when they fall down, when they attach, they fall down, they separate, and they develop into a new individual. Okay, that is bud. Now, this bud is an external bud. Your yeast is undergoing external budding. We saw there are two types of budding. So this is the example of external budding. Okay? Fine. Then we come to the next one. Again, external budding example, that is hydra. In hydra, small outgrowth forms the bud. Here you can see this is a small outgrowth which can be seen in hydra. Here it is growing bigger, bigger. It has fallen down, it has detached and it is developing. Fine. This will the vacuole always be bigger than the nucleus? Yes, my dear. In case of plants and in case of yeast, the vacuole is always large. Plants ka vacuole is also very large. It's called sap vacuole. It's always large. And it's going to be large. Nucleus is going to be smaller. So rightly said. Rightly said. And ये जो दोनों आपको एग्जांपल्स दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना बडिंग के, ये दोनों एक्सटर्नल बडिंग के एग्जांपल्स हैं. And Tanushree, I'll tell you what is internal budding. Of course, I've made a slide. I'll tell you what is it. Okay. So why it is called as external? Because the protrusion can be seen. ये देखो यहाँ पर भी आपको वो प्रोट्रूडेंस दिखाई दे रहा है. वो जो बाहर की तरफ आया है ना, वो बड वो दिखाई देता है. इसलिए we call this as external budding. Internal budding में क्या होगा? Can't see a protrusion, but the buds are going to be formed within. See that example as well. I'll show you that also. Yeah. So before I go to that external, this is also an external type of asexual reproduction disease. ये वाला डाला है मेरे बीच में. That is conidiospores, or which of conidia. Conidia, these are the asexual spores of the fungus which are generated by mitosis. So you can see this is the chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spores in one chain. They can be seen just like budding. Okay, but they are the ones which are going to be made one above the other in a chain like form. Okay, and they are called as conidiospores. Here we call them as conidia. It is the speciality of fungus to make conidia. Okay. Example देखिए, penicillium. You know penicillium is a fungus, right? In phylum Ascomycota, that is the sac fungi, conidia develop on special stalks called as conidiospores. Ascomycota, mycota का मतलब होता है fungus. Ascus का मतलब होता है sac. Okay, देखो Ascomycota is sac fungi. Okay, तो ये जो cup like structure या ये जो sac like structure देखिए यहाँ पर आपको दिखाई दे रहा है ये cup like structure. Can you see this? जो cup है, that cup like structure is going to be called as your ascus. तो ये जो Ascomycota fungus जो है, इनमें जो reproduction asexual method से होता है, ये ऐसे होता है जो ऊपर का स्लाइड है. That is called as your conidiospores. Okay. Yeah. What is your question with that? Gemmules are examples. Yeah. Gemmules की बात करेंगे हम, which is internal. I'll talk about that. Very good, Akansha. Very nice. Very nice. I'll come to that. Okay. Then here you can see ये है अंदर डेवलप होने वाले स्पोर्स. ये जो है ये बाहर के तरफ है. We have got conidiospores and we have got sporangiospores. There are two types of spores which are going to be seen in fungus: conidiospores and sporangiospores. Conidiospores will be exposed, not enclosed in anything, while sporangiospores will be enclosed inside this particular sporangium. ये देखिए ये sporangium है, इसके अंदर है. तो ये कैसे दिखता है ना, ये जो sporangium है ना, ये कैसे दिखता है, कैसे बताऊं आपको. हाँ, very simple वाली चीज. Have you all ever, अभी नहीं खाना, अभी मना है ये सब खाने को, but इसके पहले 3 महीने पहले आपने कभी फीस्ट आइसक्रीम खाई थी बेटा? फीस्ट आइसक्रीम पता है कैसा है? हैव एनीवन ट्राइड फीस्ट आइसक्रीम? आइसक्रीम एंड ऑल खाने का मन करता है अभी, और अभी मत खाना। आइसक्रीम अभी कभी देखिए कैसे होती है? नहीं, किसी ने नहीं खाई? ओह माय गॉड, ऑट बोर्ड स्टूडेंट्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी। आइसक्रीम में कैसा होता है ना बच्चा? What happens in the feast ice cream is you have got thin chocolate का कवरिंग ऊपर, है ना? उसके अंदर ट्रू मेल्टिंग चॉकलेट होता है, ट्रू मेल्टिंग चॉकलेट, वो पतला मिल्क वाला चॉकलेट चॉको के साथ मिक्स किया हुआ, दैट इज दैट मेल्टिंग वाला चॉकलेट। और वो खाने के बाद है ना, इंटरनली आपको एक चॉको बार मिलता है, ऐसा डेयरी मिल्क के जैसा एक छोटा चॉको बार अंदर रहता है। तो इन द सेम वे ये स्पोरेंजियम है ना, ऐसे ही दिखता है। सेंटर में उसके कॉलमेला है जो चॉको बार, उसके ऊपर जो स्पोर्स है दैट इज द मेल्टिंग आइसक्रीम जो हम खाते हैं, और उसके ऊपर जो एक थिन कवर है ना, चॉकलेट का ही कवर होता है, वो भी मेल्ट होता है बट वो थोड़ा क्रिस्पी होता है। सो दैट चॉकलेट का जो कवरिंग है दैट इज स्पोरेंजियम। सो यू कुड इमेजिन दिस नाउ that you eat the chocolate का outermost covering, chocolate नहीं है, आइसक्रीम का outermost covering, thin पतला सा क्रंची वाला, उसके अंदर आपको स्पोर्स दिखाई देंगे। So here you can see this is the sporangium, जो पतला सा thin covering हमने चॉकलेट का खा लिया उस आइसक्रीम के ऊपर का, then internally you will be having these spores, that is going to be your melting ice cream, and at the center you have got this columella which is the actual chocolate, choco bar. Exactly like that the sporangium looks like. So fungus is going to make two types of spores, spores which are exposed and sporangiospores which are enclosed. Okay, no confusion. Both are asexual spores only. Both are asexual spores. Fine. Any confusion in understanding fungus and sporangiospores? बेटा किसी को डाउट है? नहीं ना? समझ में आ गया? ये जो कोनिडियोस्पोर है ना, इट अपीयर्स लाइक भुट्टा, भुट्टा खाते हो कॉर्न, वो भुट्टे के जैसा दिखता है ऊपर बाहर से एक्सपोज, ठीक है, लुक्स लाइक भुट्टा, बट भुट्टा सिंगल रो है, ये मल्टी रो जैसे ऊपर 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 आते जाते हैं। ओके, देन वी गो टू द नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज एन एग्जांपल। सी नाउ योर आकांक्षा कैन यूज हियर एंड these are your internal budding. So we have said that external budding and internal budding दो होते हैं। So external budding we have seen in yeast and hydra. This is internal budding. Okay. Gemmules, these are the internal buds of the freshwater sponges. They resist drought, high temperature, freezing, and lack of oxygen we have, still they can survive. So that is the gemmules. Here you can see, ये देखिए, this is the sponge. Sponge is an aquatic organism. ठीक है, यहाँ पर जो है ये आर्कियोसाइट्स आपको दिखाई दे रहे हैं ना, these are the archaeocytes. Now these archaeocytes will get modified and they'll form the spores. And see, when the spores are released, these buds, the buds are going to be released. Look at this. ये जो white color की powder सारी बाहर आ रही है ना, this white powder is nothing but these are the internal buds which will form, and now they are liberated and released into the water body. Okay, so this is the way it looks like. This is the way it looks like. समझ में आ गई बात? So gemmules are the example of internal buds which is seen in sponges. So sponges are going to be gemmules. Okay. Yeah, is this an example? Yes, yes, yes. Gemmules जो है ये sponges बनाते हैं. So example of internal budding is sponge. And that internal bud का नाम sponge के अंदर है, उसको हम gemule कहते हैं. Okay. Fine. Then we go to the next one. That is the last one that we have seen. That is vegetative reproduction. So asexual reproduction in plants is going to be termed, of course, as we all know, as vegetative reproduction as well. What is the difference between logically? There are some similarities and some differences. What are the differences between vegetative reproduction and asexual reproduction? Can anyone tell me?
Vegetative reproduction takes place from the same body part of the
based on
plant.
Yes, Very nice, perfect my dear, very well said. देखिए अगर
Sexual reproduction does not include the fusion of gametes, and vegetative reproduction is a reproduction that happens with the help of reproductive parts like flowers, roots, stem, etc.
ओके फाइन, तो यहाँ पर यही मुझे कहना है, यही मुझे बताना है. गुड, सी जस्ट लिसन लाइक हाउ इट इज. Suppose now understand this one. This is a very important phenomenon. Look at my palm. You can see my palm very clearly, right? How many pulses can you see over here? See 1, 2, 3. ये 3 parts में मेरा finger divided है, बराबर. Each finger except the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? Now अब इसके ऊपर 4th आया, 4th के ऊपर 5th आया, 5th के ऊपर 6th आया, तो ये हो गया मेरा asexual reproduction, जिसमें एक के ऊपर एक ही आ रहा है with the help of the process called as mitosis. Okay? On the other hand, ये 1, 2, 3 है, ये अगर detach हो जाता है, if this gets cut, okay, मतलब क्या, the body part got cut, so if this gets cut and this falls and a new plant grows, that is your vegetative reproduction. So asexual reproduction में mitosis से एक के ऊपर एक या बाजू में से group of organisms spores बनते जाते हैं. बट vegetative में अपना खुद का part, अपने खुद का जो एक detachment होने के बाद जो part निकला है, that will give rise to the entire new organism. That is vegetative reproduction. Is it fine? Yeah. So yeah, very good. It is going to be done through the vegetative parts. Now, what are the different vegetative parts that we are aware of? So when we talk about plants, then the different vegetative parts, of course, are going to be something like root, stem, even leaf. Leaves also, there are certain plants to which even the leaves are helping in vegetative propagation. Do you know any such leaf जिसके ऊपर root आते हैं?
Biophyllum.
Very nice, Biophyllum. Yes. बेगोनिया करके भी एक है और Biophyllum भी है, दोनों के ऊपर लीफ से नया डेवलपमेंट होता है. थोड़ा अजीब लगता है हमें सुनने के लिए, बट होता है बेटा, है ना? So how does it happen naturally is what we are going to see now. Naturally, it occurs by runner, rhizome, sucker, tuber, offset, bulb, etc. अब ये सारे नाम आपके लिए नए हैं. Majority of you all would not be knowing what are all these. So I'll talk about these in detail. Don't worry. Yes, root, stem, leaves, nodes, all will be your vegetative parts. Yes, chemistry, very rightly said, beta. Correct. Very nice.
Ma'am, eye of potato comes in.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Eye of a potato comes in.
Yes. Of course it will come. Very good. Yes, my dear. Perfect. Akanksha, right? Yeah. Right, beta. You're right. Perfect. चलिए आगे अगर हम देखते हैं इसको, let us see what is a runner, what is a rhizome, what is a sucker, what is a tuber, exactly सारी क्या चीज है वो देख लेते हैं फटाफट. ठीक है, चलिए. So the first one I go ahead with the runner. A runner is the stem portion of the plant. मतलब क्या है, a new plant is going to be grown from the stem region. Okay, so a runner is the stem portion of the plant that tends to grow horizontally as opposed to the upright form like the main stem. Stem कैसे grow होता है? How does the stem grow? Upright, right? But here the stem is modified, and the stem, instead of growing upright, it is going to grow horizontal to the ground. Horizontal समझते हो ना? तो एक runner जो है ना बेटा, runner की speciality है that it runs in all directions. कोई भी डायरेक्शन में ग्रो हो सकता है, बिकॉज़ ये पैरेलल टू द ग्राउंड है, हॉरिजॉन्टली ग्रो होने वाला है. तो इसीलिए इसको हम क्या कहते हैं, रनर. हर जगह पर पहुंच सकता है, कैन रन इन ऑल डायरेक्शंस एंड रन एवरी डायरेक्शन एज इट. फाइन, सो वी कॉल इट एज रन. इज इट फाइन? चलिए, नाउ द एंड टिप ऑफ द रनर कैन प्रोड्यूस बड्स that develop into a new plant. that are nothing but the clones of the original plant. तो ये जो है, ये जो रनर होता है, ये देखिए आपके स्क्रीन पे ये जो डायग्राम या फोटोग्राफ या जो भी है, यू कैन सी, ये जो साइड से ऐसे ग्रो हो रहे हैं ना साइडवेज, ये सारे रनर्स है. दे ऑल आर रनर्स. सी दे आर रनिंग इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. दे आर रनिंग इन डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस. या this is also there in morphology of plants. In detail we want to do that, no doubt, of course. But as of now you should know what is vegetative reproduction. इसीलिए इधर अपने को ये मेंशन करना पड़ता है. So यहाँ पर देखिए ये जो सारे हॉरिजॉन्टली, अब ये आपको लग रहा है ये अपराइट है, ये अपराइट नहीं है, ये ना सब पीछे की तरफ जा रहे हैं. इट्स अ 3-dimensional स्ट्रक्चर. तो ये ऐसे नहीं है, रनिंग लाइक दिस वे. ओके, इमेजिन दैट गोइंग थ्रू द स्क्रीन. आपके स्क्रीन को क्रॉस करके पीछे जा रहे हैं, ऐसे इमेजिन करना है आपको. So it is moving in all the different directions. Therefore, it's called as runner. Okay. Adventitious. What do you mean by the word adventitious? Anyone knows the meaning of adventitious? Adventitious roots are produced
False
from the
root,
buds.
which does not originate from radical.
Very
Other part
nice.
would be.
Very nice. Very nice. Exactly, my dear. Very good. Very good. So the roots which are not developing from radical, but any other organ of the plant से अगर growth हो रही है तो उसको हम कहते हैं adventitious. Radical क्या होता है? Radical कुछ नहीं, ज्यादा टेंशन मत लो, बिल्कुल सिंपल वाला बताती हूँ. Sprouts खाते हो? Sprouts, moon sprouts. When you soak them in the night, the next day morning, वो देखो white color का थोड़ा सा जो बाहर निकल आता है ना, radical. तो अगर radical generally radical will give rise to root, but sometimes what happens is instead of the radical, some other areas may also develop roots. Okay, yeah, even the stem, then we call it as adventitious stem, adventitious root, adventitious का मतलब है not from radical. Okay, any other part except
Ma'am,
radical.
is it necessary that adventitious roots are found only in monocots?
Generally, my dear, generally. But if you see the example of banyan tree, if you see the example of banyan tree का जो main root है ना, main root जो है उसका वो tap root है, but उसका जो hanging roots है ना, जो hang होते हैं,
Adventitious.
those are the prop roots which are adventitious. So exceptions are always there, but majority of the time when I, like when we use the word adventitious root, it is generally for monocots, but not always. You will see so many examples which are not monocots and yet they have got adventitious roots. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. Good. You asked. Very nice. If there are any doubts, please ask. No problem. दोनों जगह, मतलब मेरा चैट बॉक्स में मैंने इसे स्क्रीन पर ऑन रखा है, अगर आपके चैट्स भी मैं पढ़ पाती हूँ और आप अनम्यूट करके भी बिंदास आपके डाउट्स पूछिएगा. आई एम हैप्पी टू know that you have got some doubts. I'm happy to help you. Okay, so this is the adventitious roots which are produced from the buds which are found on the runner. Example, there are 6 very, but the best example is your grass, gawat, मराठी. अरे जो हम गणेश जी को चढ़ाते हैं ना, दुर्वा, in मराठी we call it दुर्वा. तो वो जो होता है उसको हम कैसे खींचते हैं बेटा? When you pull it now, it won't be plucked as one single grass unit. ऐसा पूरा एक झूठ जाता है ऊपर. आपने देखा है कि नहीं पता नहीं. To try plucking one, it won't. It will break in between. It will not come out from the root. If you want to pluck it from the root, ना आपको ऐसे पूरे ग्रुप को ऐसे पकड़ के खींचना होता है. That is the best example of runner. Why? Because that one main unit is running in all the directions, ना. तो आपको उसको पूरा उखाड़ना होता है, pluck करना होता है. That is yeah.
The function of runner is to give support.
The function of runner is to
Give support.
No, not only support. Their main function is perpetuation of species. They want to grow in all possible directions. So they move in every direction that is possible to grow. So that is the main reason. That is the vegetative property. That is the main reason for runners. Okay. All these whatever examples we are seeing now, they come under that. Fine. Chali, good. So here we can talk about the runner. After runner, the next one that we have seen was stolon. So what is stolon? It is a slender stem that grows horizontally to the ground. अब आप बोलोगे मैम फिर रनर में और स्टोलॉन में क्या डिफरेंस है? दोनों हॉरिजॉन्टली ग्रो हो रहे हैं, दोनों स्टेम के मॉडिफिकेशंस हैं, है ना? dangerous. आप इधर प्लीज समझिएगा, how does stolon differ from runner? Okay, runner जो है, how did I say? They are running parallel to the ground. I use the word parallel, horizontal, but I use the word parallel. Stolon का क्या होता है? देखो, this is, just imagine, you can see my hand very clearly, right? Just imagine this is going to be the plant of strawberry. अब क्या होगा, ये इसके रूट एरिया है. इमेजिन ये मेरे रिस्ट के नीचे का जो पार्ट है ना, दैट इज द रूट. इधर ये जो मेरा मेन स्टेम है, ये जो मेरा मेन स्टेम है, उसके बेस से, फ्रॉम द बेस ऑफ द मेन स्टेम, एंड आर्क लाइक स्टेम ग्रोथ विल बी सी. आर्क लाइक, आर्क समझते हो ना? तो इनिशियली ये जो मेन स्टेम है, उधर से एक ब्रांच निकलेगा. दिस ब्रांच विल मूव अपवर्ड्स and then it will tilt downwards. Can you imagine this? Just like your bow and arrow जो होते हैं ना, तो bow कैसे होता है? Arc ना. तो ये देखो, ये अपना main stem है. From the base of the main stem, a branch arises. This branch initially moves upwards or grows upwards, and then it bends downwards. The place where it touches, the soil where it touches, from there again a new plant will develop. अगेन ये प्लांट के साइड से एक ब्रांच निकलेगा, वो भी ऐसे ही ऊपर जाएगा और फिर नीचे टच करेगा. तो ये आर्क के जैसा फॉर्म होता है. सो ये जो आर्क कंडीशन है ना, ये आर्क को हम स्टोलॉन कहते हैं. सो इट इज नॉट अलोंग द सॉइल, इट इज कमिंग इन द एयर एंड देन फॉर्मिंग एन आर्क एंड देन टचिंग द सॉइल अगेन. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज योर स्टोलॉन. Did you understand what is the difference between stolon and runner? Stolon, runner, horizontal, parallel, almost near the soil or below the soil also it can go. While stolon, upright stem, from the base of the stem, a branch arises. From that branch, the branch is going to initially move upward and then bend downward. The point where it touches, a new plant will be seen. That is the way the stolons are going to be present. Your example strawberry is perfect. Fine. Yeah. Are all berries example of runners? Not necessary. Not necessary. Okay. There are few others which are not runners. So, हम morphology of flowering plants करके एक chapter है. It's so funny. Why I said funny? Because इसमें बहुत सारी आपको ऐसी funny चीजें समझ में आएंगी कि आप मजे ले लोगे वो टाइम पे. Trust me. वो टाइम पे I'll tell you what are the different berries altogether. Actually, berry is not a berry only. वो क्यों वो मैं बाद में बताऊंगी. So this is about your stolon. Okay. So we came to know about the first one, that is runner. Then we talked about the stolon. The third is rhizome. It is the modified underground stem. It is a rhizome which is separated into pieces. Each piece may be capable of giving rise to a new plant. एग्जाम्पल अगर है तो जिंजर है और कैना है. जिंजर आपको पता है, अदरक जो है वो, तो ये जो अदरक है या टर्मेरिक है, they all come under rhizome. So what is rhizome altogether? It is a modified stem. Okay, modified क्यों? It doesn't grow upwards, grows the soil. Fine. And you cut the piece. देखो ये जो अदरक होती है ना, उसका क्या कहते हैं? It looks very yuck type sometimes. उसके इधर से भी कुछ अलग से फिंगर निकलता है, इधर से अलग से फिंगर निकलता है, फिर इधर फिंगर जहाँ पे एंड होता है, you can see something like rounded structures and all. That is it. That is what is going to give rise to new ginger plants. Even turmeric आपने देखी, पता नहीं, गीली हल्दी जो होती है ना, वो शायद very yummy and it is very also. Amba haldi is not anything related with mango. The color of that haldi is like mango, therefore it is called an amba haldi. It's not yellow, it is oranges yellow, and it is very good for health. So amba haldi, so it is a blood purifier. So उसको अगर आपने देखा है मार्केट में, तो वो भी ऐसी होती है. It also has got this finger-like projection. Anyway, so that is going to be your rhizome. So rhizome का main function क्या है? What is the main function of rhizome? Again, vegetative propagation. They grow horizontally and they are going to be found in the superficial layers. Ginger का जो plantation होता है ना, you don't have to go on digging too deep. they are going to be found in the superficial layers itself. Okay, that is going to be ginger. That is the rhizome. Then we come to the fourth one, that is the suckers. Suckers examples are cherries. Cherries generally are going to be the best example to form suckers. It is active to some extent, but cherry is healthy. What is it? See, it is the basal shoot, the root sprout, and the adventitious shoot together called as sucker. It grows from the bud at the base of a tree or shrub, or from its roots. अब इससे आपको ये language से कुछ नहीं पता चलेगा. This is the language of textbook. Let's understand what exactly is sucker. This is the main stem. You can see my hand again. This is the area below my wrist is the soil part. You know? Same way, just like stolon, how I had told you, from the base of the main stem arises a branch. I told you, na? Same wordings I'm using, but now just look at the words that I'm using. Below my wrist, soil hai. Above my wrist, air hai. Ye point, from this point, a branch is going to be initiated. From the base of the stem, a branch is going to be initiated. But it grows into the soil, forms an arc and comes up. देखिए, हमने stolon के लिए क्या बोला था? They first grow in the air, then they bend down and touch the soil. For sucker में क्या बोल रही हूँ? They first go below the soil, they form an arc and they come up. So ऊपर से नीचे आने वाला stolon है, नीचे से ऊपर आने वाला sucker है. Any confusion, my dears? Anyone who has not followed this? ऊपर से नीचे आर्क करके आने वाला stolon. ऊपर से नीचे के तरफ जाके ऊपर आने वाला sucker. Fine. So same है, base से ही start होता है, वैसे ही एक branch निकल आती है, but the only difference is it goes below and then comes up. Fine. So the example of suckers is going to be cherry. I think you all have understood this, huh? I'm assuming that you all have understood. If not, please ask me. So till now, what we saw Rana, stolon, rhizome, sucker. Okay. Definitely I have not given the names, my dear. Whoever is given, we have to know them. Fine. Yeah. So this is the way we have till now we have studied 4. Let us look at the 5th one. And tuber, this is very simple. And already said like all that इसमें potato आता है क्या? And I said yes, potato definitely आता है. So potato is an example of tuber. It's a stem tuber. See, tubers are modified plant structures that are enlarged to store nutrients. I think you might have done this experiment in your lower standards or not. They might have given you a piece of potato and they would have given you iodine solution. Have you done this? Experiment किया कभी स्कूल में बेटा? स्टार्च को टेस्ट करने की एक्सपेरिमेंट होती है ये नहीं? Okay, I'll tell you what to do. एक पोटैटो लेते हैं जनरली, उसको कट करते हैं और एक आयोडीन सोल्यूशन, डाइल्यूट आयोडीन सोल्यूशन लेते हैं, दैट इज येलोइश इन कलर. आयोडीन इज एक्चुअली डार्क ब्राउन इन कलर. वी हैव टू डाइल्यूट इट. On diluting it becomes yellowish in color. You take the potato, you put a drop or 2 of the iodine solution and the iodine reacts to give a dark blue coloration. Navy blue या dark black color दिखाई देता है depending upon the amount of starch. If the starch is very less, it will look like lightish blue. And if the starch is too much, then that color will become dark black also sometimes. So that is an iodine test for detecting the amount of starch or if the starch is present or not. So ये जो tubers है, इसमें starch भरा पड़ा है. क्यों starch है बेटा? Because starch is the reserve food material of plants. They don't become obese like us. We become obese. हमारे में fat deposition होता है. Plants में fat deposition करके कुछ नहीं होता है. उनका सारा excess food जो है ना, it goes either into the stem or the root or the leaves also. Can anyone tell me the example of root which is stored food? कौन सा ऐसा root है जिसमें stored food होता है? हम खाते हैं उसको.
Carrot.
Very nice. Carrot है और बेटा और कुछ
radish, beetroot,
Radish.
radish, beetroot, very
Sweet
nice.
potato.
Yes, very good, very good.
Sweet
Turnip,
potato.
turnip, पता है शलगम. All those are rich in nutrients. So very nice, very nice. I love this batch. I'm getting so nice answers. Thank you so much. Very good, my dears. Yes. So these all are your examples of fruits which are going to be rich in storage food. Similarly, even your tubers, that is going to be your stem tuber, especially your potato, that comes under this. These are short, thick, underground stem. पोटैटो को कैसे हम भूल सकते हैं भाई, अपना रोज का फ्रेंड है वो. पोटैटो को हम भूल ही नहीं पाते हैं. विदाउट पोटैटो कभी सब्जी बनती है क्या? बनती है? पता नहीं. बट बहुत सारे लोगों के घर पे आज कौन सी सब्जी बनाई है? भिंडी की. डब्बा खोलती भिंडी कम और पोटैटो ही ज्यादा दिखता है ना. आज कौन सी है? ग्रीन पीस. ग्रीन पीस बोलने के लिए पोटैटो ज्यादा. कोई सब्जी में पोटैटो डाल देते हैं और लोगों को अच्छा नहीं लगता.
Potato is a stem.
Yes, it is a modified stem.
But the main identification of a stem is nodes and internodes. But we don't find
That's
any
what-
nodes
that's
and
what
internodes
nodes-
in potato.
That's what, but if you look at the potato carefully, you can
Eyes
see,
of potatoes.
you can see eyes, and you can see eyes are the buds. Buds कहाँ से ग्रो होंगे? नोड से ग्रो होंगे. So that is the node. अगर आपने आई को निकाल भी दिया ना, तो आपको ऐसा एक छोटा सा एक इंटर डिप्रेशन दिखाई देता है. Even sometimes you can see potato के leaves, dried black कलर के ना leaves दिखाई देते हैं. अगर आपने उसको पील किया ना, तो अंदर की तरफ कभी-कभी वो black कलर दिखाई देता है. So that is the identity of the potato, that it is the stem. Very nice, very nice. Yes. Why it is a stem? Because it has got nodes and internodes. You can very clearly see.
But the sprouting of the potatoes can be stopped by emitting gamma rays on them.
That is a different thing. That is artificially done. But natural way में they will go on with their own process. We do that because we want to have a good shelf life. हमको उनको store करना है और store करके उसको बेच के profit कमाना है. इसीलिए उसको gamma radiation से eyes को ये कर देते हैं. मतलब they won't sprout up. That is what we do it artificially. But naturally no. Even today if you have got potato in your house na, you might see a small eyes on it, and if you take one of the eyes, you scoop out one of the eyes and you actually sow it, you can get potato ka plant. You can. Organic farming आजकल बहुत मस्त चल रही है. So that is it. Okay. Very good discussion. Very good. Yes, beta. So see, it bears minute scale leaves with a bud. That bud is nothing but the eye, as we call it. It has the ability for developing into a new plant. Example is potato. So even your stem tuber का जो example है वो तो potato है. Potato को भूल नहीं सकते. और मुंबई वाले तो potato को कैसे भूले यार? Potato बड़ा staple food of all Mumbai people ना. बटाटा बड़ा मिला मतलब अब जान में जान आ गई. कुछ नहीं मिला तो भी चलेगा. But that potato is rich in starch, carbohydrates. बहुत ज़्यादा है उसमें. Anyway, so that's about the stem tuber. That's the first one. And the last one is going to be offset. Offset के बाद bulb है. That would be the last. Offset is nothing. Offset is the runner of water bodies. In short, what is offset? Runners of water bodies. मतलब क्या? Same जैसे runners land पे terrestrial है, similar way से ये भी runners ही है, but they are on the water bodies. That is the only difference. But of course, they are thicker and they are shorter. ये जो अपने ग्रास पर जब मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था रनर का, देखिए they are very long and slender, but offsets are thicker and shorter. You see, offsets are small, virtually complete daughter plant that asexually is produced on the mother plant. So you can see, forget about this. ये देखो, you can see this. This is a offset. ये जो है ये offset है. ये कैसा है देखो, it is thicker, है ना? It is thicker and it is shorter. Here also you can see this is thicker and this is shorter. Example is Pistia and Ecornia. Both are water plants. Pistia and Ecornia. You might have heard of them. I don't know. Ecornia is called as water hyacinth. It is also called as terror of Bengal. Water hyacinth for terror of Bengal. The last one is the bulb. I'll just complete the bulk ka part and I'll stop for the day. Huh? Just 2 minutes more. Just 2 minutes more.
Ma'am, what is invasive weed?
Sorry, what is?
Invasive weed.
Weed is what I asked. Invasive means that it is very difficult to control their population. So it is invasive. And it's a weed, it's of no use. It's going to cause harm to the water body. And therefore we call it as invasive weed. Any weed is harmful. It is not going to be required. And it is difficult to bring it down. I mean, their population है ना, इतना ज़्यादा है, it becomes difficult to bring them down. So we call it as invasive. And what I asked the cornea is terror of Bengal for the same reason. It's an invasive weed. Okay. Chali. Lastly, on the last slide for today, and with this we complete half the chapter. आज हमने आधा चैप्टर खत्म कर लिया. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में आपका ये पूरा चैप्टर खत्म हो जाएगा. ओके. छोटा है, मैंने बोला ना. Within 2 lectures we can complete this. So ये होने के बाद अपना half chapter खत्म. So let's see what is that. It's called as a bulb. A bulb is a short stem with fleshy leaves or leaf bases. Example is onion and garlic. Find with the definition that have been mentioned in your book. But ये definition से कुछ समझता है कि ये bulb किधर है? कोई मुझे बताएगा ये definition पढ़ के कि exactly ये bulb किधर है? आपके घर पे है मत बोलो भाई. मैं onion की और garlic की बात कर रही हूँ. Where is the bulb?
Miss, this onion and garlic is the bulb itself.
Yeah, that is what generally majority of the students will mistake. Okay, this is a mistaken phenomenon, my dears. It is not the bulb.
It is on top.
Fleshy part of onion and garlic is
Bulb. Okay. I know. This is not the first year. Every time you all are also okay with your way of thinking. You are not in the किसी और जगह से ऐसा नहीं है, बराबर है, बट आपका जो थिंकिंग है वो थोड़ा सा मुझे मॉडिफाई करना है. ओके, चलिए मैं आपको हिंट देती हूँ. आई विल गिव यू ऑल द हिंट. फॉर एग्जांपल, कभी अनियन को छीला है? हैव यू ऑल ट्राइड टू क्लीन दैट अनियन? बॉयज, आई वांट एन आंसर फ्रॉम यू ऑल. गर्ल्स, आप तो हाँ बोलो भाई.
Yes.
कभी?
Yes, miss.
Okay, my girls are saying yes. Boys, come on. कभी ट्राई किया है?
Yes,
को
miss.
हाथ लगाने का. अरे थैंक यू बेटा. गुड. तो जो सबसे ऊपर का जो पतला सा थिन ट्रांसलूसेंट कवर निकलता है ना, जो पतला वाला है, थिन है, पिंकिश कलर का जो है या ब्राउनिश कलर का जो है,
used to see the cell of the onion.
फॉर माइटोसिस.
Yeah, for mitosis.
I agree. That is the root cell. I am talking about ये thin छिलका जो आप निकालते हो ना सबसे पहले पीलिंग करने के टाइम पे. My dears, that is a leaf. That is a scale leaf. Scale leaf. There are 2 types of leaves. Scale leaf, and there is one that is the one which will not undergo photosynthesis, and the other is foliage leaf. Foliage leaf is the one which will undergo photosynthesis. तो ये जो आप छिलका निकाल रहे हो ना, वो छिलका जो है वो एक्चुअल में इट्स अ ड्राइड स्केली लीफ. इट्स अ ड्राइड स्केली लीफ. उसके बाद आप जब अनियन को कट करोगे, है ना, तो जो आप अनियन खाते हो पाव भाजी के साथ, मस्त बारीक अनियन, यम्मी ना, आई लाइक. तो आगे जाते हैं. तो वो जो प्याज है, वो जो हम कट करके खाते हैं, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर फ्लेशी लीव्स. तो हम जो अनियन खाते हैं ना, दैट इज द लीफ दैट वी आर ईटिंग. दैट इज द फ्लेशी जूसी लीफ. अब देखिएगा, इसको समझना है आपको. जो बाहर आपने फेंक दिया छिलका, दैट वाज आल्सो लीफ. व्हाट वाज दैट? दैट वाज द ड्राई स्केली लीफ. अंदर का जो हम व्हाइट पार्ट जो है या पिंक पार्ट जो है, दैट वी ईट इज द फ्लेशी scaly leaf. It is fleshy. It's juicy. अब इसमें मुझे बोलो बच्चा, बल्ब किधर आया? ये दोनों तो लीव्स ही है.
In the center.
सेंटर में जो है, अच्छा आप ये करते हो कि नहीं पता नहीं, बट इन माय हाउस देयर इज अ ट्रेंड ऑफ ईटिंग व्हाइट अनियंस. वी लव टू ईट व्हाइट अनियंस. हम बहुत तीखा खाना खाने वाले लोग हैं, एंड वी लव टू ईट द व्हाइट अनियंस. तो व्हाइट अनियंस जो होते हैं ना, वो हम लोग कभी कट नहीं करते. वी जस्ट स्क्वीज इट, वी क्रश इट, And when you crush it now, at the center, I don't know if you have seen this, कभी देखा है कि नहीं, at the center है ना, ऐसे एक बहुत beautiful and बहुत cute सा छोटू सा इतना ऐसा है ना एक extension दिखाई देता है,
Yes.
है ना? Yes. So that particular part जो center का है, centermost, innermost that individual part, that is the adventitious bud. ये bud है, ये bud है. मतलब ये भी बल्ब नहीं है, मतलब ना स्किन उसका बल्ब है, ना एक्चुअल अनियन जो हम खाते हैं वो बल्ब है, ना ही उसका सेंटर जो है वो बल्ब है. तो बल्ब है कहाँ? तो बेटा जो बल्ब है, it is that part which you always throw away, which you don't consume. That is this part near the roots. ये देखिए, look at the screen. ये जो root है, root के ऊपर देखिए, आप कभी भी देखिए, when you cut the onion, you first cut the basal part of it of the roots. तो जिधर से root develop होते हैं, the point from where the root develop, that disc-like part which you throw away is the bulb. So in your entire onion, the bulb is a disc-shaped condensed part from where adventitious roots आएंगे नीचे से, और ऊपर से adventitious bud आ जाएगा, और ये bud को ओवरलैप करता है उसका fleshy leaves. अनियन क्या है समझ में आ गया? हाँ, तो ये जो बल्ब है, it's short stem with fleshy leaves. तो ये जो fleshy leaves है, that is what we eat. और it's a leaf base. Leaf का जो base है, जो disc है, जो हम कट करते हैं, that is the bulb. Is it fine? Now you understood what is a bulb of onion. Same goes with the bulb of garlic. ये देखिए, garlic को मैंने उल्टा डाला है यहाँ पर. ये देखो, ये जो root वाला area है ना, इसका ये जो disc है, this is the disc of that root from where the roots are emerging. This disc is going to be called as the bulb. Again, जो हम garlic खाते हैं, we call them as cloves. C-L-O-V-E-S, ना? What we call them? Cloves of garlic. We call them as cloves of garlic, but basically those are the fleshy leaves that we are eating. तो इसका garlic का भी हम fleshy leaves खाते हैं, onion का भी हम fleshy leaves खाते हैं. हाँ, onion का जो adventitious bud है ना, it is juicy and pulpy at the center, but garlic का जो adventitious bud होता है ना, it is never juicy. आपने अभी ऐसा वाला लहसुन आपने कभी peel किया है कि I really don't know. Nowadays you get peeled garlic also, but if you have actually peeled such type of garlic, then you will see when you take out all the cloves, center में ना ऐसे एक दो डंडियां खड़ी हो जाती है, white color के ऐसे ना, दो ऐसे एक या दो ऐसे डंडियां खड़ी हो जाती है. That particular structure is the adventitious bud, which is not fleshy. So we don't consume the adventitious bud of garlic, but we do consume the adventitious bud of onion. So I hope you all now know the कहानी of onion and garlic. तो आज अगर आप garlic onion खा रहे हो ना, तो माइंड में रखिएगा बेटा कि आप क्या खा रहे हो. What is only edible is the fleshy leaves, nothing else. Rest everything we throw out. Got it? Understood? So this is about the bud. These are the various methods of asexual reproduction that we have to see in detail. As I said, terror of Bengal, तो you know. Of course, ये वाला slide से मैं आगे के chapter में लेके जाऊंगी. I'll stop at this particular point and go ahead with the terror of Bengal part. So we saw something called as runner, stoller, sucker, rhizome, offset, and bulb. All six we have seen in detail. I hope you all have followed whatever has been done today. And any queries, any doubts, please feel free to discuss with me, my dears. Anybody who is not?
Bugle of agave is?
That is going to be a modification only, but that is also a modification of the stem, but that doesn't come under this. So there are total 16 different types of modification of stems that we have to study in morphology. So in that you will be coming across this bulbul part. Okay, I'll explain that time. There are so many that we'll be doing in that chapter.
Teacher,
Yes, beta.
Teacher, if our cells in our body are replaced every 7 to 10 years, all of the cells in our body, then why aren't humans also considered immortal? Because we cannot die naturally, because each cell in our body is getting replaced after a specific period. So then why do we die of a natural death if someone dies?
Yeah, the very good nice one. Because see what happens is the capacity to produce the new cells, the capacity to produce new cells goes on decreasing as we age. The bone marrow is going to be the main unit, manufacturing unit, जहाँ से new cells बनते जाते हैं, है ना? Now what happens as we become older and older, as we become older and older, the ratio of destruction of cells, the ratio of destruction of cells as compared to the formation of cells become ulta. At your age, the rate is what? The destruction of cell is becoming very slow, or it is slow, and the formation is very fast. But as we age, the ratio becomes exactly opposite. So what will happen? There is more of destruction as compared to formation. And that is the reason there will be one fine day when the body is not going to have the capacity to make maximum more cells. तो जो natural death होती है ना, बोलते एज के वजह से एक्सपायर हो गए, that is what we say. एज के वजह से, otherwise he had no diabetes, no blood pressure, she had no heart problem, nothing. It is just because of age. So that is the main reason that the destruction level goes beyond the control as compared to the formation.
Okay.
So because of this thing, we cannot call ourselves as immortal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, but anything else? Anyone else who would like to have any discussion or anything that you want me to explain, or shall we wind up? Okay, fine. So I think whatever has been told to you all, you have followed. In the next class, we'll complete this particular chapter, and I want to move ahead with human reproduction chapter as soon as possible. The reason is it is having a very good weightage. Your boards also has got a very good weightage of that particular chapter. ये base है, ये समझेगा तो वो समझने में आसानी हो जाती है, इसलिए इसको हमें start करना होता है, ठीक है? So see you all soon. As far as possible, I'll try to cover up the lectures, and we'll try to go ahead with our portion and do the best. Okay? Thank you so much for being patient and listening to me and giving me very good inputs. Okay?
Bye, miss.
Bye.
Bye,
See you all.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Stay safe and don't go out and
Bye,
enjoy
ma'am.
yourself still.